guys, welcome back. I am Tashi. I didn't get a chance to formally introduce myself to you guys on the last video. I am a licensed holistic esthetician here in Atlanta, amongst a plethora of other titles. My main goal is to teach you guys about using holistic approaches to taking care of yourselves, everyday health, different regimens and things like that. I just want y'all to take care of yourselves in the most natural way possible. Today we're going to talk about basic skincare. I get a lot of people that ask me, what do you do for your skincare regimen? Like, what are you using on your skin? And to be honest, 4 years ago I wasn't using anything, but now I do take it a little bit more serious, as far as like what I'm eating, as far as, you know, if I'm going to the gym and I'm sweating, I'm doing a lot of different things. I'm taking way more precautions than I was before in the past when I was not very aware of how to take care of my skin. So again, today we're going to just touch on basic skincare. You guys can follow me on Instagram if you are not, at Healed by Tashi. My website is also the same, www.healedbytashi.com. I do a plethora, like I said, of different things. I make herbal teas, I do skincare services, womb care services. I also offer classes. So definitely make sure that you guys check out the website, and if you have questions, feel free to reach out. So the biggest thing with skincare, and your number one thing that you want to be paying attention to, is your skin type. Your skin type is going to determine what type of products you're using. Your skin type should also determine what type of diet you have as well. I think that oftentimes we don't really realize how everything is correlated with one another. And if you're not eating right, then you might start to see some different things coming through on the skin. If you're not drinking a lot, you might notice that you are very dry. And when I say drinking, I mean water. If you're not drinking a lot of water, you might notice that the skin is really, really tough. It's really, really dry. So you definitely want to make sure that you're drinking enough water throughout the day to keep your body hydrated so your skin is not dry. Those of you that don't like to drink water, you can add different fruits for flavor: mint, cucumber, citrus, anything like that, to give the water some sort of spunk so that you can actually drink it and not feel so horrible about drinking it. For my oilier skin clients, make sure that you are not eating a lot of fried, processed foods or dairy. Whether you guys believe it or not, that is going to be the main component as to why you have breakouts. I know that I did make a post about face mapping, and so definitely check that out. But face mapping will tell you different things that might be going on with the body. But in conjunction to face mapping, if you're eating a lot of fried foods and you're oily, all of that oil and grease that's in the food is going to try to come out through the skin, and you'll notice a lot of different congestion in the cheek area, in the chin area, and in the forehead area. So definitely make sure that you're paying attention to what you're putting into your body and knowing what your skin type is. If you have sensitive skin, my sensitive skin clients, you can't eat a lot of spicy foods. You can't eat a lot of foods that's going to cause extra inflammation in the skin because you're already inflamed, because you're sensitive. And that's just how it goes, you know. So learning your skin type is going to be very important. I have a post about that as well on my page, so definitely check it out. Once you figure out what type of skin you have, you want to make sure that you're washing your face twice a day. That's going to be in the morning and in the evening. In the morning time, it's a little bit easier for people to wash their faces because most of the time in the morning people are taking a shower. They're brushing their teeth. You know, you have your daily regimen that you're doing in the morning time. At nighttime, a lot of people don't really have a nighttime regimen, so it is a little bit easier not to, you know, wash your face at night. But if you have the opportunity to do that, I definitely recommend washing the face at nighttime, especially if you're going to be wearing makeup. My ladies that are wearing makeup, do not sleep in your makeup. I know that I've made videos before where I woke up the next morning, I still had on lipstick. I don't wear any makeup. I don't wear anything on my face. And granted, I shouldn't wear makeup, lipstick to sleep either, but I don't wear anything on my face. And I'll let y'all see, you know, I'm real transparent. I'm red. I always get breakouts in this area. And that always is coming from like these faux locks. You see how they're going here, and you see how it's red there. That a lot of times we have to make sure that we're paying attention to the products in our hair. We have to make sure, if you're wearing a weave, make sure your weave is clean. Make sure you're, if you have box braids or faux locks or anything like that, you want to make sure that if they're going to be in the face, you're cleaning that area too, because there's not breakouts here, but it's just red. It's a little bit irritated because this is touching that, and that's just how it goes. So definitely make sure that you're paying attention to that as well. But washing the face, like I said, you want to do that twice a day. And you're wanting to wash the face with a soap that is specific to your skincare type or your skin type. A lot of people ask me about different cleansers and things like that. I'm going to go to the store, probably not today, but I'm going to go to the store and I'm going to do a video like going into the store and looking at different products and things like that, and recommending products that are local for you guys to use, that have like natural ingredients in them. But in the meantime, in between time, do not wash your face with Dove soap. I see so many people washing their faces with Dove soap. It's just not for the face. Just don't do it. You know what I mean? If you want to use something mild on the face, or you want to use something on the face that will be natural and organic, you can always use just a plain castile soap. And castile soap is a little bit drying, but it is definitely very cleansing, so you can use it on the skin, especially the face. But I would get like a regular unscented, and you just need to do a quick wash. When washing the face, I do not, and this is my personal preference, I do not recommend you guys use like Clarisonic brushes or any type of thing to wash the face. I think that is so important to be able to use your hands to touch and feel, because sometimes you might have things that are forming underneath the skin and it may not have come to surface to where you can see it, but if you can feel it, then you can start taking those precautionary steps to make sure that you don't have any breakouts or things are not happening under the skin, and then all of a sudden, boom, you have all these breakouts. Another thing with Clarisonic brushes, rags, and other things that you can wash your face with, they carry a lot of bacteria, even if you're cleaning them properly. If you're cleaning them and the one time that you don't, put it back in the case, or if you're putting it in the case as the case, there's so many different questions, so many different things that you have to do. You always want to make sure that you're sterilizing. Not only are you disinfecting, but you want to make sure that you're sterilizing, and that's a whole nother step. Those are whole different products. That's a whole different way to clean your stuff. So if you're taking those precautions when it comes to cleaning your facial tools, by all means use them. But personally, I think that it's very important that you use your hands so that you can really feel what's going on with the skin. If you use any type of rags or washcloths or anything like that, always use white. Use white rags and white washcloths when it comes to even taking a shower. All those dyes and things like that can definitely be effective to the skin, especially on the face. So like I said, twice a day. I personally don't use brushes or anything like that, but use those at your own discretion, but make sure that you're cleaning them. And when you're washing the face, you want to take a little bit of soap, just a little bit. And I have a video about this too on my Instagram, so definitely feel free to watch it. And it was me actually washing the face. But take a little bit of your cleanser, put a little bit on your hands. You want to rub it in and let it emulsify. Put some water on it, let it emulsify. That's how you're going to get the most of your products. A lot of people will use so much soap, so much. I mean, I had a friend, I saw her, she was just, and you don't need that much. All you need is a little bit, and you put a dab, and you're gonna take it, let it emulsify. And when you put it on the face, you always want to do circle manipulations moving upward. Ooh, I almost poked myself in the eye. Moving upward. You also want to get in the neck area. Come in here, come down. All circle manipulations. What? All of that, yeah. And when you come up in here, you want to go up. Because guess what? If you do like this, I can't even Okay, there we go. You see how you get those you see how you get those lines in your forehead? What a line, if you do this, you want to bring them up. Let's bring them up. Let's bring them up. Let's bring them up. Wrinkles. Let's bring them up. You want to do this. This is how you want to clean your skin. Okay, spent enough time on that. But that's how you want to do it. You want to definitely use circle manipulations, always moving upwards. You don't ever want to do this. That's too much. Do this. Yeah. Okay. So that's going to be washing the face. Rinse it off with water. The next part is going to be toning. Let me tell y'all how important using a toner is. Using a toner is extremely important when washing your face, because whatever cleanser you use has either brought your pH level in the skin higher or lower than what the normal pH level in the skin is supposed to be. With that being said, you want to use a toner to be able to balance the skin back out to its normal pH level. You want to be able to put whatever product that you're going to use next, whether it's going to be a moisturizer, a serum, whatever it is that you're going to use after you wash your face, you want to make sure that when you put it on the skin, it does what it's supposed to do. The toner will allow for that. A lot of my clients will say, no, I don't use a toner. And as soon as they start using a toner, they see a difference. Oftentimes you guys I hear a lot of people when they come in and they say, I bought a line and I loved it. It was working really well. And then I ran out of the toner and I stopped using the toner. And once I stopped using the toner, you know, after a couple weeks, I realized that it wasn't working anymore. And it's like, okay, what did you stop using? Because if you use the system in all three pieces, the wash, the toner, and the moisturizer, and you notice the difference in your skin, when you cut that one piece out, then you realize the difference, it wasn't working. Well, the toner didn't balance the skin back out, so that when you put the moisturizer on, you might have been clogging the pores, or you might have just been setting it on top of your skin and it's not doing anything. So make sure that you're using a toner. You can use something as simple as witch hazel. Witch hazel is like one of the best toners that you can use. If you ask your grandma, whose skin is baby soft, what she used on her face, 9 times out of 10 she's going to tell you witch hazel. You want to just make sure that it is alcohol free. You can use a rose water. One that I see often is this one, rose water. There we go. And you want to make sure when you're getting your products, you want to make sure, you want to look at the ingredients. Here it says, let me see, water, rose. Those are the only 2 ingredients that are in here. You want to make sure that when you're using products on your face, that there's only a few ingredients in there, especially your toners, your cleansers, the things that are going to be drawing out impurities in your skin or kind of balancing things. You want to make sure that those are the only products that are in there, because when you start to introduce the other stuff, you don't know what kind of reaction you might have, or you're not sure if it's actually going to be beneficial or not beneficial to the skin. So something as simple as rose water. Another thing is the witch hazel. Those are your 2. Those are like the easiest 2, and you can use that on any type of skin, whether it's oily, dry, or sensitive. After you tone, you want to moisturize. Moisturizing is very tricky for a lot of people. I will go a little, I'm going to go in detail about washes, toners, I want to say washes, cleansers, toners, and moisturizers, and talk about different types of oils that you guys can use for different types of skin types. But this is just a very basic. So you want to moisturize after you tone. So your basic skincare regimen is going to look like this: cleanse, tone, moisturize. That's it. It's so easy. It's extremely easy to do it while you're in the shower. If you're cleansing while you're in the shower, that gives you the opportunity to tone as soon as you get out the shower. And as you're moisturizing your body, because you should be putting on lotion, then you should be putting something on your face too as your moisturizer, and boom, there you go. That's it. SPF. for the African American community, more importantly, is extremely beneficial to the skin. We are outside a lot, especially in the summertime. It's going to be beautiful. Everybody about to be laying out. Make sure you're using your SPF so that you can protect your skin against the UV rays. It's super duper important. I know that y'all be like, oh, black people don't use sunscreen and this and that or whatever. I'm gonna make a post for you guys in regards to SPF and ways and other things that you can use outside of sunscreen, if you don't like sunscreen, stuff that y'all already have at home that has properties for protecting the skin against UV rays. So look out for that. Masks and exfoliants, let's talk about that. So exfoliating is really, really important. You should be exfoliating your skin at least once a week. Exfoliating just helps to get rid of excess dirt, things that might be clogged in the pores and things like that. You can use masks for exfoliation. I highly recommend using masks for exfoliation because a lot of times people buy scrubs and things like that, and the scrubs are entirely too harsh. If you've gotten a facial from me, I have used scrubs on people and they're like, where are the beads? And it's like, you don't have to feel it to get exfoliated, you know what I mean? And I think that that's something that a lot of people, it's like with the relaxer. When I was in cosmetology school, they were like, if it's burning, you know, it's working. Like, no, it's not. It does. The amount of burn don't determine how straight the hair is gonna get. If the relaxer is on there, it's the, you know, how strong the relaxer is in comparison to how it's working with your hair. But you guys have to get out of that notion that your face has to be beet red when you get done washing it to know that it's clean. No. And also with scrubs, ladies and gentlemen, if y'all are using St. Ives apricot scrub, throw it away right now, because it's not good for you. Those beads are entirely too hard in there. It's too abrasive for the skin. So again, things like mask, the Indian clay is a beautiful mask to use on the skin, and it gives you guys really good results with drawing out impurities and things like that. You can add activated charcoal to it. You can add tea tree oil. There's so many different concoctions that you can put together with the clay mask that will help detoxify the skin and draw out impurities. If you guys are going to be using different types of scrubs, you want to make sure that the beads are so micro that you can barely feel them. Like I said, you shouldn't be feeling these rough beads on your face. That is not an indication that it's a good scrub. No, your beads need to be as micro as possible. You guys can create your own exfoliating mask by using oatmeal, grinding up oatmeal, sugar. You can use sugar, but you want to just make sure that it's very, very fine. Coffee, if you ground coffee, that's like one of the best scrubs that you can make is a ground coffee scrub, because those beads are very, very fine and small. So just you know, just make sure that when y'all are using these ingredients, you know, as cool as it may seem to do a scrub and all that other type of stuff, make sure that y'all doing it and it's actually not harming versus, you know, helping. Another thing with scrubs and exfoliating, if you are an acne prone client and you have an active breakout, and when I say active breakout, I don't mean like I got like a little bump, 2 bumps right there on my forehead, right? When I say active breakout, I don't mean something this small. Of course, if I was to do a scrub right now, I would definitely do, you know, a scrub around the area. I can go around it. But some people have like larger areas in which you know, they're experiencing breakouts. When you're experiencing a breakout like that, do not use an exfoliating scrub. Do not use a scrub. Don't use a scrub brush. Don't use a rag, any of those type of things, because what happens, and you guys don't understand this, but what happens is if you are, you know, manipulating an area, even though you didn't break the bump intentionally, you didn't do one of these, even though you didn't do that, if you are too rough on the skin topically, what happens is you can pop that bump underneath the skin, and because it didn't have anywhere to go, normally when you pop a pimple, boom, the pus comes out, right? That's the infection that's coming out of that pore. But if you pop a pimple underneath the skin and it hasn't gone anywhere, guess what happens? It spreads. So sometimes you guys will have a bump and you might mess with it and it doesn't do anything because it's not at a head yet, and then you might wake up in the next day or so and you have more bumps in that area. Well, what happened was that bacteria wasn't able to release, so it spread. And so that's why it's really, really important to be gentle with the skin and not to, use scrubs or, rags and Clarisonics if you are experiencing active breakouts. And you guys will see a huge difference in the skin if you do that. If you guys are experiencing active breakouts, if you are, ladies, if you're on your cycle, guys, if you've been sweating and you're noticing that you're having some congestion and things like that, get some Indian clay. Mix it with witch hazel, alcohol-free witch hazel, and tea tree oil. Make it into a mask. Do a spot treatment if you have small bumps like this, or if you want to do just a pure detoxifying mask to kind of draw out any impurities that might be underneath the skin. Use that on the skin, and then y'all tell me how it works out for you, okay? Okay. Other things that you can put on the skin are going to be eye creams. So people who are suffering from bags and discoloration, let me say something about that. A lot of people ask me, how can I help them with dark circles and, discoloration around the eyes? Some of those issues are genetic and hereditary. So unfortunately, it may not be anything that you can do to really rid that from happening, but there are precautions that you can take to help with like puffiness and to help reduce the look of the darkness and things like that. Eye creams will definitely be one. If you guys get a jade roller, I always recommend to my clients being able to put your jade roller in the freezer and then rolling it out and just going in here and rolling in that area. That's going to reduce puffiness, inflammation. It's going to give you like a cooling sensation, and it's going to help with getting that blood circulating in the area around the eyes so that it's not going to look so dark. Eye creams will definitely be a good, friend of yours, but you want to use an eye cream that has natural ingredients, and it has, and the ingredients that are in there are for lightening the skin. We'll talk about that in another video as well. Serums are great to use on the skin after toning before the moisturizer. So a serum is kind of a more most serums are kind of like a gel or like a more slippery consistency, and this just kind of like a barrier over the skin. I love a vitamin C serum. If you are one of my clients, you know I love a vitamin C serum. It makes your skin look so amazing. And then other treatments. So basic skincare is just going to be washing, cleansing, toning, and moisturizing. So cleansing, toning, and moisturizing, those are your 3 basic steps in the morning and at nighttime, right? And that's going to make sure that you are cleaning the skin, you're toning it, and that you're moisturizing it. If you're going to do masks, like I said, I recommend masks once a week. So maybe on a Wednesday, do your skincare regimen at night, put you on a nice mask. Then you should be probably taking you like a little bath. Oh yeah, wind down Wednesday. Take you a little bath, drink you a little glass of red wine, because red wine is very good for you in moderation. It helps with, it helps you to actually it's actually preventative of heart attacks. Look that up, red wine, in moderation. Because I know that sometimes, that wine be calling. But yes, so masks, serums, eye creams, there's so many different components to it. If you are one that is, experiencing some different aging of the skin, you want to make sure that you're using your serum and your eye creams afterwards, and that's just really going to help with keeping the skin nice and firm. Aloe is really good on the skin as well. Aloe will help with the elasticity in the skin. It's also going to help with hydrating. So when you are using your moisturizers, or when you're moisturizing the skin, I definitely recommend just putting like a layer of aloe on and then putting your moisturizer on top of that. And y'all know that I do teas and things like that, so I'm always going to recommend an herb or some sort of tea that you can drink in conjunction to the skincare regimen. for people who are having issues with discoloration and wanting to even out their skin tone, I definitely recommend using like burdock. You can get products that have burdock in it, or you can drink a tea. Burdock is a natural blood purifier. So when you think about purifying the blood, I talk about this a lot. You're cleansing your bloodstream. And so if you're constantly cleansing your bloodstream, then you're getting out any type of impurities and toxins and things like that. And it's a beautiful way to ensure that your skin is nice and clear. And then it also just helps with a whole bunch of different stuff within the body as well. So another thing that I sell is a facial steam. It's a herbal facial steam, and you can also use the steam as a toner. So a lot of clients will buy the steam packets. They'll boil the steam packets, and then they'll put it in a bottle similar to this, because you can get these kind of bottles empty at Dollar Tree. So another thing that I'm gonna do is post some different ways for you guys to create some basic products for yourselves, because I think that that's only fair, right? Like, why not? So yes, rose is really good for the skin. Burdock root is very good for the skin. Dandelion, I talked about dandelion in the other video. How amazing is it that you can drink dandelion tea to help with your womb, and then it also helps with the skin too. So there are so many different herbs out there that you can drink in conjunction to using just natural skincare to keep your skin nice and healthy. So essentially, that's all I wanted to talk about today, is just a basic skincare regimen, taking care of your skin, and just using the basics. You guys don't have to OD on different products and have a whole different, you know, all of these things. And I also just really want you guys to be careful with experiencing. Your face is like, it's your face, you know what I mean? So you don't want to ever like experience too much with the skin, because of the simple fact is like, you don't want to. I had a lady that came in, and someone convinced her to get like a face wax, and the wax was too hot, and it was horrible. And now she's, you know, scarred for life. Where I have a client who did some sort of citrus, grapefruit, something. It's like, we gotta do things in moderation. Oh, one other thing that I wanted to talk to y'all about is essential oils. So I love essential oils. I use tea tree oil on my face, lavender, rose all the time. I use the vitamin C too, but I wanted to show you guys, because I get a question all the time on like essential oils, like what are good brands and things like that. So again, with your essential oils, you want to make sure that they are like 100%, like one little ingredient, 100% lavender, 100% tea tree, nature. Let me see. Oh, there we go. Nope. Okay, I'm gonna have to learn how to do that, because I'm gonna have to show y'all. But this is Nature Love. These essential oils are really good. This is a good brand. Woolsey's, this is like my favorite brand. You can get these at Woolsey. You can get them from like TJ Maxx, Marshalls, and things like that. They always have them. Of course, Aveda. I went to Aveda for my studies, so of course I use their essential oils sometimes too. But those are like my three brands: the Woolsey and Nature Love and Aveda. Those are like my top three. And like, I have essential oils for days. Like, you can also use essential oils to diffuse in the house if you are having a cold. I just love essential oils. They really are very helpful in so many different ways. Skincare, health-wise, cleaning-wise. So yeah, stay tuned for anything else that I have to post, because I'm going to be posting a lot of different stuff. If there's things that you want to see from me, things that you would like for me to post about and elaborate on, definitely feel free to reach out in the comments and let me know. What do they say? Likes, share, subscribe. That's so funny. I never thought I would be making a YouTube, but you know what? God's plan, right? So it was definitely a pleasure speaking to you guys today. I hope this was informative, and I hope that you all have an amazing weekend. Bye.